My name is Willie. I'm an alcoholic. Who have a sponsor who has a sponsor, and they both have a working knowledge of the big book. As I have a working knowledge of the big book, I sponsor guys, and I practice these principles in all of my affairs. Honestly, I like to do this at home. I like to practice these principles with my family. I like to practice these principles with principals when they don't know how to talk to my kids. They don't know how to treat my children sometimes. I'm an alcoholic, man, so I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about my story, and then I'm gonna get back into that later. So, grew up in Compton. Man, I'm always nervous when I come out here. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna say, man. I never know what I'm gonna say. I grew up in Compton, right? Whole family, we lived on Spruce. My house had bars on it, not so people couldn't get in, so we couldn't get out. My mama did not want us out in the street at all, period. So we grew up in the house. Let me see, 5 of us. We got different dads. There was always a separation in the family. My oldest brother and sister got treated a different way than me and my little brother and sister. I knew that, we understood that, it's not an issue. They was light-skinned, I was dark, oh well. It is what it is. I look like my daddy. Great, I love it now. I get to see him in the mirror now that I'm getting older. But I grew up in Compton. I was a big kid. I wore a 44-32 in middle school. But I had cap. We played a dozens. I crack jokes all the time. They crack jokes, we crack jokes. But sometimes jokes hurt. And at this point, the only reason I know this now is because I've done the work. I've done the work and I realize why I'm like this now as I'm working through it. Back when I was little, growing up in elementary school, they was cracking jokes and at some point they hurt my spirit. They hurt my spirit and I took that home with me and nobody could help me with that. Nobody could help me when my spirit was hurt. So that, from doing the work, I realized caused me not to want to be close with people, not want to have me make friends with people, not want me to stay at home or go to church or sing in a choir or do any of the things that we were normally doing because we grew up in church. We grew up in culture. We grew up at the Watts Towers, at the African American Museum, at the WOCAC. We grew up at all these different places where cultural things are happening every day. We're around a lot of different people. We're doing all these things because my dad was very creative, very cultural. So we did this stuff and I loved it. But I remember specifically at this time in my life, when this happened, it hurt my spirit. I went home, my mom didn't understand. She was like, "You got what happened?" She didn't understand that. She took us to church all the time. We went to shut-ins, we went to revivals. So I had a great understanding of God. I understood the stories. When I read the Bible, I cried when they put him on the cross. I understood that. I had an understanding of how God works. But for some reason, when this happened to me, it was happening to me and I was hurt and I could not bring that to nobody. I couldn't tell nobody that my spirit is hurting. They said something and they was talking about my pro wings and my raggedy ass pants. They was my hand-me-down jeans. They was talking about me and it hurt. I didn't say nothing back. I remember that specific moment specifically. I'm standing there and I remember now, I know now from the work that I did that I had the eyesight of a little guy. I had the eyesight of a little guy. What was happening to me was happening to me as a little person. And I carried that on for years. I didn't know that was holding me back from connecting with people, but people were connected with me. At any time I could have reached out, went to a family member's house through all of my years of getting high or going to prison. I could have wrote a letter or showed up at somebody's house and been good, but I didn't know how to do that because I didn't feel like I connect. I didn't feel like I should be there because that hurt me then, way back then. I knew what I was supposed to do. I know the position I was supposed to be in and all the roles I was supposed to play, but I couldn't connect to them because I didn't really have the interaction. I couldn't really listen to what you was gonna say because you might say something hurt my feelings. You might say something that make me feel upset and I react in anger. I remember specifically that day when that happened, I reacted in anger and I didn't know why. Got into a fight, I got beat. My mama said, "Go back to school." I was scared, I didn't want to go back to school. I ran out of breath. This fight going too long. It's going too long. Couldn't do it. But I had to go back, I went back, got hurt again. More hurt, more upset. I know this now because of the work I did. It took me years. My sobriety date is June 6, 2019. I got 4 years, 10 months, and 24 days in like 5 hours. I count each one of these minutes because every one of these minutes is a success, man. My life was horrible. And so damn lonely because I did not know how to connect with people and I didn't understand this. It took me almost losing my entire life because I didn't know what was going on with me to take some advice. I had to sit down with a man and understand what was going on with me. I had to break it down and he pointed out some stuff. He pointed out some stuff that unlocked some shit in my spirit that allowed me to share. allow me to speak, to allow me to listen, allow me to remove the character of the person in front of me so I can understand what the hell they're talking about. Because sometimes people's characters are all like this, but really their words is what I'm trying to hear. So going forward, elementary school, middle school, growing up in Compton, we moved out of Compton, we moved to San Pedro, man, and I'm always going through this stuff, man. My mama at this point is whooping ass at a high-tech level. She grabbing belts, she breaking the mini blinds to get that little stick off. She whooping ass. My mama not playing, she got 5 of us. She whooping ass. That's what her mama did, that's what she did to us, and the blood of Jesus was on everybody. My mama was tough. My babies love my mama. For some reason, I look at her and I be like, this is my mama, she old, she like in her 70s. And like, man, I remember this lady whooping ass. And that's my imagination. That's my imagination from years of growing on with this problem. As I look back, I knew my mama couldn't help me then, but that grew a rift with her. That grew a rift with my dad and my brother. That grew a rift with my life, with people, because nobody could really understand that I'm hurt, and I've held this for a long period of time. Until I unlatched that, a lot of different shit in my spirit fell apart when they talk about in the book that root and stem shit, where they say the root and stem, take it, branch and stem, wherever Bill said it, took all of that when he found God. See, I'm gonna move forward real quickly and jump back to it, but I love We Agnostics. If y'all ever been in the big book, there's a chapter in We Agnostics where you can put things, where they teach you how to put things to the side. Agnostics mean without the power of God, without the knowledge of God. And it speaks on people who had faith and then lost faith, and how hard it is for them to go back and gain faith, and how I can set aside everything I thought I know and have a new experience with God today. Well, I'm learning and I'm living that every single day. I learned that skill of setting things to the side and have a new experience with my damn self. Because a lot of the shit that I went through that was pressed upon me, I had a bad feeling, because back then when I learned all this stuff and something happened to me, it didn't work, so I turned away from it. But I still had some ideas like God is watching me and everything I do is sin. So it just kind of compiled on top of shit. And I just kept pushing forward because, like, I know God is watching me, and I know I'm sinning. I know I'm in these streets. I know I'm doing all this shit. I know I'm going to jail. I know I'm going to prison. I can't listen to my dad because he don't understand. I can't listen to my mom because she don't understand. I can't talk to my brother because he don't even talk. None of this shit is working for Willie. So I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing? But I'm living all this stuff. But I still got the idea that God is watching me. But why am I going through this shit? And We Agnostic, they teach me how about the quality and quantity of faith. There's this part about I'm asking God to do all these things for me, but I'm not asking God what's his will for me and what can I do for you, and what happened? My teeth coming out? Shit, my bad. Did the glue slip? Shit. My bad. Shit happened. Shit, my bad. Shit was long days. Shit only gets 12 hours on this shit. Shit, my bad too. But what I'm saying is I'm having this experience with this work, man, and it's changing my life. I'm having experience with this work every single day when I open that book with my guys and I read the work and it come alive to me. Every time I go over it again, I'm having a different experience with the words because I uncovered some shit in my spirit that was blocking me off, and I see it work. When it worked, man, that gave me full faith in this work, in this big book, in this 12 and 12, in sharing and going to meetings and being a part of life. Man, my life slowed down because before, man, my life was like a roller coaster and I had no control because I really wasn't in the part of it. I wasn't even making no decisions. I'm just not even putting in no effort. I'm just getting loaded and drunken and going to prison and getting back out doing the same thing. When I got to this work and when I got to these meetings in these rooms, they told me that this shit centers in my thinking. And somebody said, you ever go to jail and you ever not want a cigarette? I'm like, yeah. They put them cuffs on me. I'm not looking like a research monkey no more. I don't want nothing. I don't need nothing. I'm just ready to get a sandwich and a cot. But as soon as they hit that parole ducket on my bed, man, my stomach get to bubbling. I know exactly what I do with my gate money. I hope to God and people from Friends Outside send me that sweatsuit because I ordered it before, because I'm going to spend this money. I'm going to get loaded on this. It centers in my thinking. See, I got a problem with my spirit. I got a spiritual malady from that stems sick emotions, sick thinking. That stems sick actions. And if I make an action, then, man, I don't like how I feel about it. I got an obsession of the mind. My obsession is for ease and comfort. You don't know what I've been through. I've been through some shit. I've been hanging on to some shit for the longest. And because of all that shit that's been built on top of that one situation all my life and all the failed opportunities I had with people and friends that I could have possibly had, relationships and deals and business I could have been a part of, none of that failed because I couldn't put in the effort, because I couldn't connect with the fact that it could be there. That what you're saying can make sense, that this is for sure thing. I'm doubting every single thing that's happening, everywhere that I'm going, so I'm not really fulfilling none of the blessings that have been falling on me. I'm just passing. So I'm compelled because of this obsession of the mind to go take one. And when I take one, all bets is off because I need more. So as we move from Compton to San Pedro, man, I got these friends, man, and they smoking weed, and we smoking weed, man, and I like this shit. It makes me feel good, right? We smoking weed, and it's one night I decided not to go home because my mom and dad is getting into it for whatever particular reason. She done kicked him out, and since she kicked him out, I figured it's a good time for me to get up out of here too. So I escaped. You know what I'm saying? I escaped. Take a long ass walk back to school. I stayed on right here on Emden and Figueroa Place. And I walk all the way up the little back street all the way up here to this side of San Pedro over here on Barber Court. My friends is having a bonfire at the beach, and we get over there. They're not having a bonfire. There's some grown people that's having a bonfire. So we get over there, we get over there, and they give us a bottle of Southern Comfort. Y'all can drink that. They dig in and find some disgusting shit. Now I know it's disgusting. To me, I'm like, oh, they didn't bless this. So I get it, I take a drink, and the shit is disgusting. I don't know if y'all ever drank Southern Comfort. That was the first and only time I drank Southern Comfort. I will never drink it ever again, God willing. I don't have to go down that road again, but through my entire career of my life, I have never decided to buy some Southern Comfort. That shit is disgusting. But we drank it, and it made me talk. It made me communicate. It made me feel different. It made me not feel like I felt. My friends are like, man, you kind of smart, you kind of intelligent. I'm talking I'm sitting in the sand talking, we drinking, we talking, and somebody say, hey man, you're fucked up. I was like, no man, I'm good. Ooh, no. He's like, no, you're fucked up. I get up, I fall down, I throw up, I got to carry my little 20-inch bike. It's heavy. It was a Gary Fisher. It took me forever to get this bike because my mama wouldn't buy it, so I had to rob the Boys and Girls Club up here on Pacific to get the money. They had a bullshit drawer. I snatched it open, took the money. See, the thing is, I didn't connect to the people. I didn't really care about nothing that was going on because ultimately I was about me, worried about me, what's happening with me, you know what I'm saying, what I needed to get. Stealing wasn't an issue for me because if I could take it, like, fuck it, I'm gonna take it. I mean, what you gonna do to me? I'm already hurt. You just can't see it. I'm hurt more than you could physically do to me. I'm a big kid. The fuck you gonna do to me? I got all the energy in the world and I feel I can do anything. But don't nobody care because I can't connect. So I remember that day specifically, I stole the money, bought this bike. We get all the way over there. You feel me? I ride the bike. I remember I didn't walk, I rode the bike. We got there. I had to carry the bike back. I threw up all over myself. I got to the spot, man. Mike's dad was highly upset. He took me back to my house. My mama didn't want me. Mike's dad was like, you know what? You can just stay with us. So I stayed with them, and that's a long career of bullshit. Back and forth to Vegas and G-rides and stealing shit and all kinds of shit. I landed in jail in Vegas. They didn't like me, beat me. It was terrible. Ended up coming back out here. Oh, man, a lot of shit happened. Let me see. I can damn near see it. It was so much fun. So much excitement, like a big-ass blur. Like, did I really live through all this crap for no reason? Because I didn't know how to say, I don't know what the fuck is going on with me? Because my spirit is hurt? Well, this happened. This has happened in my life. My life was a big disconnect because I didn't know how to connect to people and say, hey, I'm going through some shit. But what happened was, I ended up going to prison. I ended up going to prison the first time, then the second time, and then the third time. And I remember the specific time, I could not stop going to prison. From like 17 to 18, 19, 20, 21. Every time I get out and the police see me, I'm going to prison. I just knew that for a fact. As soon as they see me, I'm going to jail. I remember one time I got out of prison, I didn't go home, I got loaded, I went to the block, I went right back to jail, I got back to the yard, and they swear I was just in the hole. They swear I was in the hole, I was right back on the yard. They had just had a 500-man riot. This was on Tehachapi Yard, the C yard before it became, when it was a good yard, before they split it in half from what I hear. It was a big ass yard. We had big ass backyard, we had voc rehab, not voc rehab, but we had an educational thing. We had educational school. I was in computer repair and refurbishing, and I was good at fixing shit, so I always had money. I'd make tattoo motors out of a CD drive, out of the computers. I'd steal all the CD drives and make these little tattoo motors and throw it over the vote gate. Shit like that. What I learned going to prison is that I do well under rules. Basically I do well under rules. You tell me, it's already implied upon us that we can't get high, you know what I'm saying? We can't get loaded. You don't go into debt. That's like the only rule. You can do whatever you want. Don't go into debt, don't get high. I'm like, all right, for sure, we're gonna fuck you up. I'm like, okay, for sure. All right, you just tell me you ain't gonna fuck me up. I'm gonna play the role. All right, cool. I know what to do. I just don't get high, don't get loaded. I do whatever I want. Exercise, read book report. I could read and write very well. A lot of cats can't read and write. A lot of older cats couldn't read and write. I love my dad, and I love older guys who give me knowledge and wisdom. I love people who speak, and I know how to speak to older cats and young cats. It's like there's no disconnect with me when it comes to listening and being quiet to somebody talking. I just don't connect to them. But I can give you the respect and listen. When I'm in prison, when I'm not loaded, when I'm not worrying about me, man, I can do well under those rules. What I realized going to this treatment program that I went to that I'm gonna talk about in a second is that I know I do well under rules, but I don't have no rules for me. I don't know how to manage nothing for Willie. Willie, when he get free and he ain't got no type of responsibilities, if you got a lick or you got a lick, I'm gonna jump with it. I'm gonna give up all my freedom. I'm an overly sensitive person. If you say something to me that is in the wrong type of, how do you say it? If the wrong person say the wrong word to me, I'm liable to give up all my fucking freedom. You call me what? I'm in jail. I'm liable to give up anything. You call me the wrong word. You can look just like me, call me the wrong thing, and I'm giving up all my freedom. I'm overly sensitive. I didn't know that. They told me that in these rooms, in these meetings. What I'm trying to say is I go to these meetings now because I'm learning a lot of shit about myself. I go to therapy because I learn a lot of shit about myself. I work with other people because people know shit about me that I don't know about me. People see the potential in me that I'm not even eligible for. Because of my feelings is blocking me off, and I'm crippled and handicapped on the inside because I'm paralyzed from fear. Yeah. Because I'm blocked off. Because on the inside, I want to do these things. I want to be capable, but I've been through some shit that's stopping me from saying, hey, I'm Willie, I can handle that. They used to tell me I got a felony, so I might not get a job. Somebody probably whispered that shit in the background. Ain't nobody directly said it to me, but that stopped me from looking for work. For years, that just stopped me. I'm back on the block. I got a felony. Man, that's just me. The people, and I heard about jobs hiring people with felons. I'm like, I might not never find that job. Like, that's not a possibility for a motherfucker like me who like to talk and like to communicate, who like you to tell me what to do. I can do what you tell me to do. I ain't got no problem following the rules when it's gonna pay me. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna make me seem like what it is. What I realized, though, from doing this work with my sponsor, man, and I got a long-ass story about my sponsor, and I don't have enough time to tell it, but I used to get loaded with my sponsor, right? Long time ago, before he became my sponsor. I used to get, he used to have bicycles that I wanted, so I go steal them when he passed out. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I go steal his socks off his motherfucking feet when he sleep, put his shoes back on him. I was a bum. Drugs took me to a bad place. Homelessness, it happens. On the street, man, who gives a damn? You pass out, it's over for you. I mean, but this is what happened with me and my sponsor. So what happened was I ended up going to this treatment program, man. It's over in Long Beach. I ain't gonna mention it since we over here, and I don't want nobody to be feeling no type of way about it. You know what I'm saying? But we on that side of Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the treatment program, man. And what happened is, I see him, man. I'm like, what's up, Gus? What's happening, man? So, man, I'm doing good. I got a year. I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, I got a year. Like, man. He like, you want me to take you through the work? I'm like, yeah. All right, take me through the work. All right, for sure. So he take me through the work. He go way out his way every chance he get to come pick me up or call me. I'm not good at calling people. I'm not good at picking up the phone. The phone heavy as hell. I look at the phone and be like, nothing to do. Like, YouTube, you know what I'm saying? All day. To be calling my sponsor. To this day, he called me, man, I just want to check in with you, and then we share and exchange some information. Like, I just called to get a dose of Willie. Oh, what's happening, bro? What's happening? Back and forth. I'm his 10-minute speaker. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he have a speaking engagement, I'm going to come up there and kill it real quick, and set the floor for him. So I got this sponsor, man. He took me through the work, man. We went through the work, and he made that shit come alive to me. And the only reason it came to life to me because I seen him do it. I didn't believe none of this shit that this work was going to work for me. I just got tired of getting loaded. I knew there was something wrong with me. They explained to me about the obsession in the mind, the allergy of the body, the spiritual malady from a sober state of mind, because I got a sober condition. I don't got a high condition. I don't get high, I'm high. Ain't no problem. But I don't like how I feel that it compels me to go take one. Like, I'm already angry. I'm already upset. I got a lot of shit that happened to me that's piled up in the back of my spirit that's already happened from when I was a little guy, the first time I got angry, to the first time I got jealous and scared. Man, my numbers is high every single fucking day. And I stubbed my toe, now I want to throw the table. The fuck the table do? The dog tried to trip me, I damn near kicked the dog. Shit, something wrong with me. Why am I so angry? Why am I so frustrated? Because all this stuff is still pending in the back of my head. Because I've never settled none of this stuff. They taught me in this work that I can go back in my life and repair and get a different look with a different person that I trust with the stuff that I go through and feel different about it so I can feel free, so I can handle more life things. Because life is a conveyor belt of shit that's gonna happen. Like, life is just fucking happening every single day. Like, and I know this process works because when my sister passed, I got loaded. When my dad passed, I went all in on all the drugs. My whole character broke and fell apart. I was no longer the guy I was up until that point. I remember that specifically. Because I was not able to tell him none of the stuff that I wanted to tell him. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted to tell him, like, man, I love you, but I didn't really know how to form the words. When my brother passed, man, I didn't know how to save him. I was just getting a taste of this recovery thing, and it was just starting to fucking work for me. He came in, I got him in, he was sick, he had already been shot a couple of times, he had been on the street since 2012, he passed in 2022. And he had been on the streets for the longest, no break. He good at avoiding the police. The police don't want nothing to do with him. He talk all this crazy shit. They take him to the college hospital. They let him back out. He be right back on the street. He go back to robbing and stealing, and he be on the river, all kinds of shit. He is good at surviving in the open weather. And he had lost his eye. He had got shot and lost the ability of his arm. He got shot a couple times in the back over some bullshit that had made no sense. And at this point, he had COVID and he wanted to come into the program, and I knew he was on his last leg, like literally on his last leg. And I told his ass, like, look, I can get you in. I went through all this process. I stuck my neck out. We got him in. He heard he got COVID. He got hella paranoid. I'm like, man, this is not going to work. This fool going to get paranoid. He going to run. And the first time in recovery, I'm thinking, man, he's going to be fine. He's just going to leave. I'm going to open the door, save a bed, do some weird shit, get him in the door, whatever the fuck, I don't give a damn, force the emails, whatever the hell I had to do. I was gonna do anything to get him in, whatever the process is. If I had to bribe a motherfucker to get him in, kick a motherfucker out the door with a write-up, I'm gonna figure this shit out. That's what's my plan. But that's not what happened. Somebody called me, said he passed away from COVID. He had bad asthma. He'd been smoking fentanyl. And for the longest, I didn't know none of this stuff. This is like my brain just works weird because I know a lot of stuff about fentanyl. I know a lot of stuff about asthma. And I know all the times that I seen him having an asthma attack foaming off the side of his mouth because he was smoking fentanyl, and the asthma would not let him die because he was over there choking. And I go on a mission to try to find motherfucking asthma pumps and socks. I go try to find asthma pumps and socks because when you're homeless, your feet hurt. I'm one of them types that I walk around all damn day high as fuck. I be everywhere, on this side of town, Compton, everywhere, all on foot, hanging out like I'm with it. Where you going tonight, man? This way. I'll let you later. And be in another city looking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Get a new fit, an outfit or something, and then pop back up at a new spot. How y'all doing? Been gone, a lot of shit been going on and shit. Got a fresh t-shirt, still stinking ass body, trying to play their role. And this went on for the longest, but I realized this, he had no break, man, and somebody called me, told me that he had passed away. The whole situation was despicable. I got down to the hospital, they wouldn't let me in. I never actually saw his body, none of that shit to this day. We cremated and went through that. I didn't get loaded. What happened was a lot of the guys that I was working with at the time, they'd already been through some stuff, and I was there to support them, just in, fundamentally support you through some shit. And when I went through some shit, they heard about it because they knew everybody from the street and people knew them, and I didn't know these guys knew this shit. So when I get back to work, like a couple of days later, they skip group and come to me like, Willie, we know what you're going through, fool. Like, stay strong. And that shit right there did something to my spirit in that specific moment. That shit, like, damn, this shit fucking, I'm like, damn, like, I get to go through this sober. Like, damn, I get to go through this sober. All the times when people pass in my life, man, I got loaded. I did not do them justice. The memory, when that shit hurt, when that shit was real, I was supposed to hang on to that pain. I was supposed to let that shit do to something to my spirit and my character, but I drank that shit away because I couldn't handle it. And that dispersed my dad's grief for years. That dispersed my sister's grief for years. But my brothers, I got to handle it. I just put my uncle to rest. It was a horrible situation. It was terrible. People was real messy. Had an old lady pop up. I love Shani. That's my husband. I've been married to him for 40 years. All his wives was there. I'm like, it was a crazy funeral, but it was kind of exciting because my uncle was one of the people who always told the truth. But my uncle's one of the people who has never been sober. He's never been homeless. He's never not put something on top of his cigarette. He's never not had a car. He's never not had a job. He's always been a functioning addict, and I'm not. If I get loaded, I know what the fuck happens to me. I'm already immediately concrete capping because that's the level I was at. I start back exactly where I let off at. I'm gonna go back to the same mindset as soon as I take one. It don't matter what I take. I'm gonna go back to the same shit. I'm not gonna relive the last minute. I'm gonna go right back to the same bum I was and give up every single thing I got and all the potential that I'm living and I'm not gonna give a damn. As soon as I take one, man, fuck that job. Fuck that car. You wanna drive it? Shit. The music sounds good. Shit, it boom. Shit. Let me get another one. That's a fact for me. So I do this work. I do all the hard work I possibly can today for future Willie. When something happens in my life, I'm like, man, did I do some work? Fuck. I'm doing all the hard work I possibly can. I'm working with guys, man. I'm getting in the big book. I'm talking to my sponsor, man. I'm doing whatever the hell I can as best as I possibly can. I don't do this program perfectly, man, but I do it as much as I possibly can. I do it at home with my children. I do it at home with my brother, my big brother, who I'm trying to build a relationship. This fool ain't been around my life all this time. He over here eating my snacks. Man, what the hell? I mean, he eating all the snacks and shit, drinking all the juice boxes and shit. I'm like, man, God, please help me with this fool, drinking all the juice. I don't even drink the juice boxes. He's drinking the juice boxes. I'm like, what you doing? Playing with my dog. I want to tell him, get away from my damn dogs. I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but man, I swear, this process. He came back into my life, man, my big brother. I ain't seen him in years. And he back in my life when my little brother passed. He come back in my life after the funeral and ain't left. And that's crazy. We building a relationship, and it's a wild relationship because he kind of like my little brother, and he kind of sound like my mama. And every time he say something goofy, I be like, man, if you do that shit to me, man, I pull him to the side. Like I went through this with my little brother, man. If you gonna do this shit, man, get the fuck away from me. Man, I love you, man, but you gotta do something with yourself. Fuck all that. You got a couple of degrees and all kinds of shit, and right now you smoke weed. Get your ass a job. Get your ass a job. I don't give a damn what you gotta do. Break it down and do something for yourself right now. I'm gonna support you as best I possibly can. I ain't gonna beat you up or nothing, but you gonna have to do something. Shoot, because my ego, without my motherfucking permission, rebuilds itself. And I gotta set that shit to the side every single day, sometimes every minute. I need a new experience with today. I need a new experience with the people, with situations, because everything ain't gonna go the way that my imagination is saying it. So what I'm saying is, working through this, doing this work with my sponsor, doing this work with the guys that I work with, I try to practice these principles in all of my affairs. I'm not the best speaker, but I know I do this every day. I know I work with guys every day. I work with my wife every day, and she's, Jackie, she's Jackie, and I love her to death, man, because I've never been able to listen to somebody give me advice and actually mean it. And the ferocity that I receive is, I appreciate it every single day. They're like, damn, somebody's actually talking directly to me. They see me because I was able to do the fucking work and unravel some of the shit that was blocking me off from people. Now I'm learning to listen to people's words and not their character, how they're posturing or how they're acting. I work a lot with veterans. I work a lot with women. I work a lot with children. I work a lot with damn principals who don't know how to talk to kids. I swear, after so many years, these principals, man, are jaded and cold, man. And if you don't know that these kids can receive that energy at this stage in their development, you was doing something wrong to a lot of children. I feel very bad about this, and you was not gonna keep blaming this shit on my children. I wanted to go ham up in there, but I held it down. I raced across town to get over here for this specific meeting with this principal, man, and I was highly upset. While I'm flying down the street, I had to slow down. I was doing like 80 up Long Beach. I wasn't going that fast, though. I was only doing 80. No. I'm in my little key of music, boom, 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 giving peace of my mind. But I stopped and I slowed down and I got there and I was able to get the message across to this guy. I was able to get the message across with my wife to the principal that we are growing kids. These are our children. You know what I'm saying? We are trying to support their development because we know the shit that we've been through, they will take with them for the rest of their life. Because we have taken things with us from children through the rest of our lives. It took me a lot of hard work with me and my spirit, building willingness to unravel some of this shit that was blocking me off. There are so many different pieces in my story that I cannot tell you all at once that I have unraveled with my sponsor by doing work, by praying and asking God to remove these things from my character so I can be better for people, so I can do his work. I found that using my free will inside his will is the best use of the will. And my life has improved. My life has improved dramatically. I swear it don't make no sense. I can't believe none of this shit happening. Like, we in escrow, right? We in escrow. Shoot, we got cars, we refinancing, we doing all kinds of shit. Man, I got a job, she got a job, shit, that's crazy. Oh, don't clap for that, I should have been had this shit. Man, I should have been had this shit. What you talking about? Y'all clapping for and shit. This is normal people shit. I'm an addict, I ain't normal. You know what I'm saying? Normal people who don't got an addict problem with me got jobs and cars and investment plans and shit. I'm trying to get back to normal people shit. You know what I'm saying? This is just regular stuff that I've been putting on the side because I'm an addict. When I can't handle life, I go take a drink. And that one drink will lead me to drinking some more. I got a disease that can't nobody not like me see this shit. That I can't handle the fact that I stubbed my fucking toe out and kicked over a table. Now I'm talking shit off the side of my neck and I'm angry taking this shit to work. Now I'm angry at work. The next thing you know, if I stay angry too long, I'm gonna go take one. See, what I'm saying is there's ups, downs, and lows, right? There's highs and lows in recovery. Just find you a process. Pray, meditate, talk to somebody, and stick to it till that low go away. Stick with it. Do what you gotta do. Talk to your significant other when you don't want to. Talk to her. Ask her how her day is going. You know what I'm saying? Go laugh with the kids, even when you don't want to, when they've been bad. You know what I'm saying? Don't kick the dog when they trip you. These dogs will trip you. I swear, because you don't feed them on time, they'll get right between your feet and you half awake and then I can't take no falls. I'm not that old, but I'm a little beat up. I don't want to just take a random fall in the kitchen on the tile at 2 a.m. You know, it looks stupid because the little dog wants some snacks. The little dog quiet. She don't say nothing. Jesus get right up in there and then look at you with that crooked eye. It's funny as hell. It's funny as hell. I swear to God. I'm like, man, my dog is alcoholic. She vicious. She vicious. Man, and I realize this, my life is becoming better. And it's worth it. And this is the only way I know how to do it. I had to do the work. I had to go to the meetings. I had to sit. The way the book is written, these people have already recovered because they've done the process. It wasn't overnight. I have to go to the meetings and talk to people and listen because people do things that I can't do that I need to learn. And I just happen to be able to pick up some shit. I see somebody doing something that I need to do. I learn from them. Hey, how did you do that? I like that. And they give me their shortcuts. And hopefully I have something to give to them. Man, I'm back in the culture. Man, I'm back in the life. Man, I'm free to live and build. I'm eligible to do whatever the fuck I want. I wake up and my toes and fingers is working. I can fucking breathe. And I got some tools that can unlock some shit in the past that'll make me easier to take on some life shit instead of shit shying away from it, being paralyzed, like not walking up and saying, I want this job, I can do it. That's right. Let me get this application together. Let me go ahead and get this resume together. Let me go ahead and ask them exactly how did they achieve what they achieved because they might do it a certain way that I never thought of. And I might have something to share with somebody else. What I'm trying to say is don't never at any time harass the messenger and they won't harass you because you've got a message that they might need to hear. Just be willing to listen to what God got to do for you. God do this stuff, I don't do none of it. And with my thinking, man, I'd be under a bridge looking stupid. Like, literally. Like, I know what my thinking do. I try to stay up out of my brain. Willie ain't got nothing good in the back of his head. Literally, nothing back here. All bullshit. My life right now, all principles going forward, asking God to remove the bullshit out of my spirit. I'm just trying to stay real and live. I'm trying to stay with my wife, man, do whatever the fuck we got to do, have these vacations and all these. I lost all this weight so I can get on these roller coasters with these little kids. I'm happy when they do good. I'm mad when they do bad. They like, why you mad, man? I already got a phone call from the principal. Why you mad, though? Because you got a phone call from the principal. Now I'm driving home mad. I realized that I'm attached to my life, that I'm a part of these things. The dogs, the kids, I got a beautiful life because I'm taking time with the car rims and with the little shit. I'm enjoying the phone, I'm enjoying the shoes, and I'm enjoying life because I slowed down. I'm having a relationship with the things that's in front of me, the people that's in front of me, the stuff that came with it that God gave me. I got a whole relationship with stuff, and my life is enough for me. My whole goal. Oh, the socks? Oh yeah, I got a gang of socks. Man, see, I work at a program at Intake, and if I don't like the socks, I go steal some out the bag. You know what I'm saying? It's a donation box. I'll be right up in it. Be right there putting them on. I don't give a. I mean, because I'm not perfect, man. I'm just a regular person, and sometimes I don't like how my socks feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's a fact for me, man. I do this thing every single day, but I do it in my everyday life, man. I do it with people. I talk with people, I deal with people, and I try to sharpen the spirit, nothing to break it down. My name is Willie. I'm an alcoholic.